Hi, I've been asked to make a comment on Doug's answers to these questions, and so I just want to let you know that I know the seriousness of this matter, and I'm just giving you all the information I have. I've provided you with all the emails between myself and Doug. I have nothing to hide, so I hope that what I'm sharing with you, you take in with an open mind. The first question I'm going to comment on is question 3. He said that the first 2 emails that he received from me were in mid-December. The first email I sent Doug was on the 4th of December, and the second email I sent Doug enclosing my application form for fasting was on the 7th of December, so that was 3 days later, and that included all my health history, my condition, my colitis. So that was sent on the 7th of December. So saying I did not include bleeding info, it says by the emails he received in mid-December is completely untrue, because the 7th of December enclosed my application form. You can see what I wrote in it on another video. He goes on to say down that the final contact between me and him was late December, where I did disclose my bleeding. Well, I've already told you that it was on the 7th of December. And I've got the email, I showed the email in the response to David Klein's video, so you can check that out. He said it was too late to ask for further blood work to be done or testing. I didn't leave for Costa Rica until the 31st of December, so there was plenty of time for me to get blood work done, but I don't even know why he's suggesting that he would have asked that, because it seems like he doesn't even believe in doing blood work anyway. I don't even know if he knows how to read blood test results, so I don't know why he said that. He also saying that fasting clouds judgment and perception. When he has asked his interns if their assessments of Leah's fast matches Leah's assessments, they've assured me that it does not. I don't know what that actually means, because the interns came in and saw me twice a day. We had 5 interns and they rotated, and they would take our blood pressure. They would ask us certain questions about how we were going, and emotionally and physically, and how many times we urinated, if we had any bowel movements, and what else did they do? They smelled our breath and checked our tongue, and I don't know how their assessments aren't matching up with my assessments. I'm happy for them to come out and tell their side of the story, or what they thought was going on with me, but at the end of the day, I don't really care about their assessments, because they didn't have any medical knowledge or training, and they didn't know that I was suffering with, I was septic, I had sepsis and severely dehydrated. I didn't know I had sepsis either, but their assessment's not matching up with mine. I don't know what that means, because are they saying that I didn't have diarrhea, or I wasn't vomiting, or I wasn't bleeding? I don't know what that actually means. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that question. Just on question 3 again, I forgot to read what he wrote here about the bleeding that I disclosed. He said it does complicate matters in terms of energy throughout the fast and recovery, of which I informed Leah on many occasions. He never informed me of that. I asked for proof, because I don't have any information on that he says on many occasions. Never, not once. So question 4 I will comment on. Doug said, Leah went to hospital. I don't know what would have happened had she not gone. Well, I believe I do know what would have happened. I would have died. And he's saying that perhaps her recovery would have been more expedient under my care. And this is what is really worrying me about this whole thing, because he's not taking it seriously what I was diagnosed with once I got to hospital. He hasn't commented. I emailed him on the 19th of April, and I provided that email, and I had sepsis, dehydration, anemia, and renal failure. And he hasn't commented on any of those. I was septic from the bacteria that I contracted over there, and he's saying that it could have been more expedient under his care. I don't know how that was going to happen. I couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't drink water. I was completely nauseous. The only way I could be rehydrated was via IV fluids in a drip. And he admitted that when Mum took me to hospital. He said, look, at least they'll be able to rehydrate her there. So and like I said, he hasn't commented on any of the condition I was in. They're sort of saying that him and David Klein, I guess, have said that the doctors at the hospital don't understand fasting, and it would have just been, any faster would have been like that. But that's not true. I was completely toxic, and he hasn't addressed these issues, and he thinks I would have been fine. And that's scaring me, because he's not taking me seriously. He's not taking what happened to me very seriously at all. And he says apparently sending her to hospital resulted in trouble for Leah, and her recovery was very slow. Me going to hospital saved my life. I had to have antibiotics. I did not want to take them, but it was in a life and death situation. I had to take them, and in those situations, you do what you have to do. So, and I had to get rehydrated. I couldn't drink any water. I was so nauseous from being septic, and yeah, so to him to say that the hospital resulted in trouble is completely untrue. I had to get a blood transfusion, and when I told him that, over the phone, he was like, "Oh, why? Why would you do that?" But my hemoglobin got down to 5.9, and I was, yeah, anemia can kill you as well. So he's just, I don't know, he's just not taking what I'm saying seriously. My recovery has been very slow because of how deteriorated I got. So being back in Australia and going to hospital and all that, it was still to do with the fact that I was so depleted from, I shouldn't have fasted. That's the end of the matter, but it was my decision to fast, and I didn't know I didn't know that could happen. I didn't know. But anyway, it's happened, and I'm just dealing with it. So I'm not blaming anyone, I'm just telling you what happened. So question 5 I'm going to comment on. He says, I saw Leah daily, and more often than not, several times daily. Now, we were at the same retreat, so yes, he did see me daily, and literally this is what he means. I would walk past him, and maybe I'd walk past him again. That's what he means by he saw me daily. So he's not lying there, but he's not telling you how he saw me. He didn't come to me. We never really, well, I'll tell you when we spoke. He said we often just sat and had long talks. That's completely untrue. We had one long talk, and that was after a lecture he had done, and he came and sat with me, and we talked about Tough Mudder. Tough Mudder is like a obstacle course event where you do all sorts of things, and we both had done one, and so I was talking to him about it. It wasn't anything to do with about me or me fasting, but that was what we talked about, and that was probably for about, I'm going to say half an hour just to be generous. He said our lead intern saw her daily. I don't know who the lead intern was. We had 5 interns, and they all rotated after a couple of days. So, but yeah, the interns did. They saw me in the morning, and they saw me at night. He says from a separate visit from mine. He never came to my room and visited me just to see me. I will tell you when he came to me. I went and asked to talk to him when I was getting concerned, and I remember going and sitting on the steps near the kitchen and outside, and I asked to talk to Doug, and even the intern was like, "Oh, are you sure? Like, can't we just help you with something?" But I was like, "No, I want to talk to him," because he was busy or something. But we talked, and I expressed my concerns about how I thought I was getting dehydrated, and how I was just really struggling, and I really just needed assurance from him. And he's like, no, you're not getting dehydrated. You're going to be fine. Like, this is normal. Like, this happens with fasters. And he just really reassured me that everything was going according to plan, and I would turn a corner soon. So yeah, we did talk then, and that's when I requested to talk to him. It wasn't him coming to my room. I actually had to go find him. The third time is when I was throwing up in my room, and I got my roommate Danielle to go get him. And then the fourth time was also when I was throwing up, and I got someone to go get him as well. And I think the last time was the 5th time was when my mum was there, and I again was throwing up, and she went and got him, and that was the night before I went to hospital. So those are the times that we actually spoke and interacted, and every single, except for the time where he came and talked to me about Tough Mudder after his lecture, I had requested him because I was really struggling and throwing up. But all those other times, there was no other time that he came to my room ever. And you can look that up on that. I've provided you with a forum, Roger, I don't know how to say his name, Husky or something. I provided it so you can look on there. And there's another faster on there who is saying that confirming that he never came and checked on us. So you can look at that. What else? So question 6, I just answered as well. How many times do you actually go in and check on Leah when she asked for you? Well, he did. Every time I did ask for him, he did come, but he would never just come to the room and just see how you're doing. What else? Question 9. He says, there was nothing in Leah's experience that I have dealt with many times in the past that I haven't dealt with. I think that's not true, because he was saying to me that, you know, what you're going through is not uncommon. So I think he did believe that I was just, you know, experiencing nausea and all that, like, and that was going to be all fine, and that I was going to get better. But I wasn't going to get better, because how could he have fixed that bacterial infection that had really overtaken my body? There was no way for him to do that. He didn't even know himself. How would he have known that? But the doctors at the hospital knew, and just by looking at my skin, it was yellow and grey. They could say, you've got an infection. And I said, no, I don't. And then the blood test results that I was completely toxic. He said that he expressed his concerns openly with me. Well, he wasn't concerned about me. So he never expressed any concerns. The only time he did say to me that he was, when I was talking to him, he said, look, you can lose a lot of your electrolytes, and if you're having this much diarrhea. But he said, I'm not concerned about you yet. It was always, he's not concerned about me yet, or he'll let me know when he's concerned. But he never, ever was concerned. So, yeah. And he said I was quite calm throughout the fast. Yep, that's correct, because I was being told by everyone there, especially Doug, that this is all part of it, you're going to be fine. So yeah, I was calm and just being told that everything was good, and I was just believing them. Question 11 about the money that I paid. It says, shortly after Leah's mother expressed her desire to take Leah to hospital, I discussed with Leah the option of a refund. I asked that if I give her a refund, she signed a non-disclosure agreement. That's completely untrue. My mum went to him at his room at 11 o'clock that night, the night before I went to hospital, and he never, ever mentioned anything about a refund. I wasn't even thinking about a refund at that point. I only asked for a refund when I came back to Australia on the 19th of April. I've already provided that email asking for a refund. Nothing was ever discussed with me about signing a non-disclosure or a refund or anything. And he's saying shortly after Leah's mother expressed her desire. No, that's not true. So I sent an email on the 19th of April asking for a refund, and he wrote back asking me, he didn't write back. You can see the emails, I've already given them to you, but he didn't write back for a while, and then when he finally did, he asked me would I agree to sign a non-disclosure, and I said no. So yeah, what he's saying there is not true. So what else? Oh yeah, he says that he gave me a full refund for the portion of the event that I did not attend. That's completely a lie as well, because I didn't get to attend the walking tour that I paid for, and because I was in hospital, and he never gave me that money back ever. And I don't know. Ask him for proof about that, because I can show you my bank records and everything. I don't know what that never happened. He did give my mum a refund for the walking tour because she couldn't attend, and it wasn't. He didn't just give it to her. We got back to Australia. We didn't hear from them anything about. They weren't offering. They never contacted us, and my mum sent an email to Food and Sport on the 10th of March and asked for a refund, and she didn't hear back from them. So she sent another email on the 13th of March, and I'll give you these emails. And they got back to her on the 14th of March, and the lady who works at Food and Sport said that Doug had been trying to contact her unsuccessfully, and that he was always like his intention to give a refund to her. But we have no records. They had her email because she'd done she'd signed up to do the walking tour, so they had all her email and phone number, and she was never contacted about a refund. I really believe that if we never asked for one for my mum, they wouldn't have contacted us to give us one. So that's, yeah, but he did end up giving my mum a refund, so, but he's saying that he tried to contact her, and that's completely untrue. And you can ask him for records. I mean, I'm giving you everything I have just to show you that what I'm saying is true, because I know people, they might not believe what I'm saying. So I've given you all the information I can, and I hope that this has been helpful to you. And I just want to express that I'm not out to get anyone, and I'm just sharing with you what happened to me, and you can just make your own decisions about what I've shared with you. Thank you.